Alright, guys, here's a pretty interesting matchup I thought would be kind of fun to talk about. So, yeah, as you can see from the title, Batman versus Pearl. Who would come out on top in a matchup between the Dark Knight and a member of the Crystal Gems? How would this fight, go down, and who would come out on top? So, Batman and Pearl, they're the logical members of their respective teams. They think on their feet. They're I think this is a very cool matchup. I think this would be a very interesting matchup. Now, obviously, we all know Batman. As Superman is described, the most dangerous human on the planet. What is there to say about Batman? And yeah, I'm not doing the whole prep time thing. So for this scenario, no prep time. Even with prep time, I think he would still have. I think he still would have difficulty with Pearl. So Pearl, on the other hand, Pearl's a crystal gem. Like all gems, she can summon a weapon out of her hand. She's also capable of shapeshifting, even though we haven't seen it. She's also stronger and more agile than humans, as well as more durable. Even if her physical body is too hurt, she can retreat back into her gem and heal her physical body over tongue-tied. She can basically heal her physical body over and return once again. Her only weakness is you shatter that gem, she's gone for good. That's the big weakness right there. But yeah, with Pearl also incorporates a kind of fighting style that's almost like a ballet dancer, which we've seen emulates in her costume, which is again very much ballet dancer. So Pearl's main weapon is a spear with a twist to it, but also we also know that she is very adept with swords and has had thousands upon thousands of years to practice with them. She's had thousands upon thousands of years in battle experience with these weapons, so it's pretty safe to say she knows what the fuck she's doing when it comes to combat. Now, the big thing here is that Batman is going to try every trick in the book, while Pearl is pretty durable, despite her physique, where you might think, oh, she's small, she must be weak, and she's even admitted she's not the strongest one of the gems, that being Garnet. So the big thing with Pearl is that she is stronger than your average human being, and yeah, Batman, as much as you can, Batman's still a human being, so she has the strength and probably the agility advantage on him as well as the durability advantage. So with that, Pearl is also faster than most human beings. Now, Batman has fought superhuman beings before and has beaten several of them. But I think with Pearl would be an interesting concept because while Batman has had roughly, his entire, from the age of 8, years and years of combat experience and among other forms of training, Pearl has had thousands of years, whereas Batman's only had several, from the age of 8. Pearl's had about, she's been, as long as she's been with Rose, and even beyond that, even before she met Rose, Pearl has had thousands upon thousands of years of training and practice and honing her skills. Now, the big thing with Pearl is that, and this may be the downfall in this fight, is that Pearl kind of doesn't, even though she protects humans, she doesn't really see them as big threats. She doesn't really, view them as these, people who could do the gems harm. They're more of a danger to themselves than anything else. And Bruce may use that to her advantage in this fight, but the second she realizes, oh shit, the guy dressed up as a bat is a lot different from any human I've encountered, that's when she's gonna fight serious. That's when the real fists start flying. But with that being said, Batman's number one rule is that he doesn't kill. He swore he'd never take a human life, although we have seen him kill aliens before. So it might be a fight. I don't know if this would be a total fight to the death, but this would certainly be a very brutal fight as well. Pearl's fighting style again emulates a dance, and I don't think Batman's ever encountered someone who uses ballet dancing as a form of fighting. You also have to consider that a majority of Batman's weaponry is not necessarily lethal, but it does still hurt. And even if he manages to hurt Pearl badly, she can she can just brush it off and keep going. So that would be also. Pearl has shown that she's pretty quick, so if Batman even throws a batarang, I could see Pearl actually either using her swords or her spears to easily just cut through that and be like, the fuck are you doing? So yeah, Pearl is actually a pretty dangerous opponent for Batman. This is a pretty tough battle for me to kind of assess of who would be the winner here. But maybe you guys can figure out a winner between these two. So if you think Batman would win, just put hashtag Batman wins and talk about the reasons why you think Batman would come out on top in this fight. Or, on the other hand, if you think Pearl would win, just put hashtag Pearl wins and leave off the reasons why you think Pearl would come out on top in this matchup. I figured this would be an interesting fight between the two. I feel like Pearl would be an even match for Batman. The other gems seem like they could, aside from Peridot, I feel like the other gems would probably kill him. Especially Garnet. Garnet's like Superman or Wonder Woman level, I feel like sometimes. But Pearl and Amethyst as well. Pearl and Amethyst it would probably be ones who could put up a fight against Batman. Although I didn't really count Amethyst at first because, well, Amethyst just goes in fighting and Batman would just probably get a good shot at it and knock her out. Whereas Pearl, I feel like those two would be on a more even ground. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about this fight. Because I don't really. Also, if you also think Batman wins, just please don't say because he's Batman. That is really low. It's not cool, guys. That's not cool. Actual reasons of why Batman you think would win. Anyway, so once again, really looking forward to see what you guys have to say about this fight. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.